Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and want to talk some more on insurance. Um, I've had some questions, uh, and I thought, insurance is one of these things that it's it's only important to you, and so what my thoughts on insurance may not apply to you. And more than likely, um, my thoughts probably don't apply. But I have had some experience, not a lot. And I've been real lucky uh, in a way of I've experienced stuff. And every time I've had insurance, it never worked out. And but I want to kind of talk a little bit about it. For now, I got married at 22, and at that time it was no big deal, And then you start having kids, and then uh, my first mistake was listening to insurance salesmen. Uh, One thing is sales, car salesmen and insurance salesmen, they're about the same. Uh, they will say anything to make a sale. And, but the thing when it comes to insurance, what it is that they're peddling is they've got to get you to be scared. When you're scared, you're worried, you're thinking, "Oh man, this could happen," and then they got you. But then again, it's what you're buying isn't always what you're thinking you got. And I mentioned I was in the oil business, and that was about 30 to 35. I was about that old. And man, when you're in the oil business, oh, that was really weird. They got me. That was the last time insurance got me. And because the thing is, they scared me. I'm in the oil business. Well, everybody in the oil business is rich, so they're going to sue you all the time. Everybody's going to sue you for everything. So you have to have insurance. And so then they kind of they got my attention and scared me, and I went along with it. And one of the funny things was I had insurance on everything, and then that wasn't enough. They want to sell you even more, and it's umbrella insurance, and it goes over everything, And I thought, well, hey, that sounds like it's a good deal, and but all of them are bad when you really understand what they're trying to get across. And the first thing, well, if the umbrella insurance is good, why don't I just get the umbrella insurance and not get all the rest of this stuff? I mean, just give me one insurance that'll cover all this stuff. Well, and that's the thing about insurance companies. They're going to sell you stuff, and well, this covers this and this covers that and all this kind of stuff. Well, that's nice, but if I don't need this and that, then why am I buying it? And it's one of the good examples is hospitalization. Well, the first thing uh, when I was when I was growing up, the only people that had hospital insurance were rich people. Rich people had insurance on everything. I mean, that was their guarantee that they were going to have everything. They got their fancy house, they got all this fancy insurance, so everything's all taken care of. Your sewer line from your house out to the main line, that's all covered. and I mean, all kinds of stuff. And then for some reason, through time, they figured out, well, we can peddle this to poor people and make them think that they need this protection. So you're right back to they're scaring you on whatever it is. And like I say, so I had, when I was in the oil business, I had insurance on everything. And, it was, you would think, I'd been covered for everything. And I didn't. At the end, and what it was at the end, it was funny. Now, this when the government stepped in. That's where I learned about the government. Well, okay, before I got into the oil business, there was gas shortages. There was lines of people because we didn't have enough oil. And then finally, that's when I got into the oil business, and I made videos talking about my experience in the oil business. But the thing was, eventually, when we started producing oil, and we produced so much oil that there was plenty of oil. No more gas lines, and prices coming down, and all this kind of stuff. And then the government got involved and taxed me. I was taxed a third, and it just, a third right off the top. So I mean, I lost money. A lot of people lost money. That's why everybody went broke. And I was one of them. I went broke too. But the thing is, I didn't go bankrupt. I went broke. I lost everything. And and then it was funny. After that, I couldn't afford insurance. I didn't have. Man, now what? How did I live, not paying insurance when before I needed insurance on everything? And that's when it dawned on me. Let me think this out. And then what I thought, okay, hospitalization. Okay, well, they will pay this. They'll pay that if you want to go home. They'll pay that. They'll pay $200 a day for hospital stays, and pregnancy. They'll cover pregnancy and all this kind of stuff. Okay, well, by this time, we weren't getting pregnant, so I don't need it. But it's okay, you're covered. Well, what good is it being covered for something I don't need? So, and then it dawned on me, how much, and then, okay, well, this just give you open heart surgery. Well, who says I need open heart surgery? They're covering me all kinds of stuff that I don't need, and I'm paying for it. And you start looking at all these insurance companies, they're the ones that are making the money. So then it dawned on me, they're the ones making the money. Where are they getting this money? From stupid people like me. And that's what happened. I would just go along with it. They scared me. And it was funny. I had house insurance, and you got to remember, after the oil business, that was the last time I owned property, because I learned so much. One of the things I learned, I had insurance. I've been paying all this insurance for home insurance. I had my home almost paid for, and then I had water damage, and so I thought, okay, well, good. Now let the insurance pay for my water damage. And then come to find out, they didn't pay for that kind of water damage. Okay. So, it was it wasn't really a flood. The streets flooded, but not my street. But the water that was flooding was coming underneath my house. So that's the part that I needed fixed. It was tearing up my foundation. And but like I say, no, you don't have flood insurance. And I said, well, so I need flood insurance when and another thing is, I didn't live in a floodplain. So at that time, you couldn't even buy flood insurance. if you don't even live in a place that's going to flood. And but like I say, seeing that the water was flowing down the streets, and there's so much water, it started coming up underneath my house. You know, it didn't cover it. So then, and it's things like that were always happening. And whenever my automobile, my cars, my trucks, and stuff like that, I have accidents, stuff like that, I just paid for the corrections, to fix whatever I never gotten any major accidents. Now, if I could get insurance that would just cover major accidents only, I mean, hey, and my stuff, my hospitalization, the hospitalization I did have was $10,000. It stopped. It started paying after $10,000. Why? Well, let me pay for the little stuff. I just want, what do we talk about? A heart operation. I need an open heart operation. I need what do you call it? New kidneys put in or whatever. That's what I want insurance for. The little stuff, no big deal. So it should bring down the price a lot. And because, like I say, look how much little stuff there is. It's the same thing with the car. I think I got 1,000 or more, whatever the maximum is. That's what I have on my car insurance. The state makes me have car insurance. Otherwise, I would drive cars that aren't even worth enough to to even worry about insurance. And but like I say, even that car insurance here, it's no fault car insurance. And the way they peddled it was, when you buy insurance for you. So then now whatever happens with me is taken care of. So in other words, if you run into me and I'm in the hospital, my insurance will pay for me, and so then, and I thought, well, that sounds sensible. Let me pay for that. Well, come to find out, it's not. Well, what we're paying is we're paying for the people that don't have insurance. Wait a minute. I thought we have to have insurance. They make us have insurance. Well, people get their license tag and then they cancel the insurance. I got to have insurance to cover them. Why do I need to have insurance to cover them? Why can't I just cover me? I mean, that's what it is in all the foreign countries that I go to. People buy insurance, car insurance, to protect them, not to protect the other people. It just protects them. And because you have to take personal responsibility. And that's what happens. When you have insurance, you're under the impression that you don't have to take any responsibility. The insurance is going to cover it. And they don't. And I had somebody made a comment. He said, man, if they would have used the money that they put in the insurance and invested it, they'd had a lot of money. Okay, well, it took me, like I say, 35 years old before I figured all this stuff out. And then I started buying gold and silver. And with gold and silver, I can pay for whatever kind of problems come along. Now, I will admit, I didn't come up with, and that's another thing. Okay, well, you got health insurance, and then you can it pays for your chemo. If you got cancer, you can get paid for chemo. Yeah, that sounds good, except for chemo doesn't always work. So I want to try this other stuff. No, you can't. This is what you're going to get. What? You can't. I'm paying for something that I can't get. I got to only get whatever you're going to offer me. And that's why they have some of these insurance companies. The only doctors you can go to are the doctors that, work under their insurance company. That's what I'm saying. But that's not the doctor I want. Well, it doesn't work that way. What I mean? So, you're not, what happens, insurance companies own you. They tell you what you are going to do. So I don't understand how that works. Why am I paying for something that you're going to make all these decisions for me? So it just, and that's the kind of stuff that bothers me. And that's why and like I say, it didn't help. Like I say, we never had any major issues. Now, I will admit, if you got major issues, you're going to wish you had insurance. But, and that sounds good. Okay, Now, if you have major issues, you're going to wish you had a gun. Okay, so why are you telling me I shouldn't have a gun? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Uh, Personal responsibility covers what you need to do. Personal, you. And it's not good when you're telling other people what to do. So I'm not telling you don't buy insurance, but maybe you need it. Maybe you're all sickly. You don't take care of yourself. You eat nasty food. You don't exercise. You don't do stuff. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't know. That's your business. If you want to just sit around like I'm doing now, sitting on the couch, you do that all day long. Hey, you better get some insurance, because you're going to lose your health. You're going to lose all kinds of stuff. Somebody's going to go out there in your car and rip off your car, and you're going to sit in here and say, well, I'm glad I got insurance. Well, I don't have insurance. So when you rip off my car, I'm going to get you. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Insurance gives you a false sense of security. But I say, if you need it, you need it. But you just need to make those decisions for yourself. Myself, I can use the gold and silver. I can use going out having fun and stuff like that more than I need the insurance to cover whatever's going on. But why? I watch what I eat. I do things. I take care of myself. So, and then, oh, well, yeah, when I die, I might not leave a whole lot of money to my kids. Oh, that's my kids were waiting for me to die so they can get money. The people, my mom and dad died, and my wife died. And do you think any kind of money is going to replace them? Not to me. Now maybe they'll do it for you. Maybe your mom or dad or wife is only worth $10,000. Hell, I don't know. You know what I mean? But mine were worth a whole lot more. You can't give me enough money. So, and I say I taught my kids good enough. They're already making money already. They don't wait. They're not sitting around waiting for daddy to die. You know what I mean? So, you have to take personal responsibility, or get insurance and throw the dice and see what's going to happen. Just Mike, NoStressMike.com.